99 bottles, yeah, we've got 'em all. Line 'em all up and we'll drink till we fall. 'Cause Arthur Cantina's the best liquor store. Arthur Cantina, you'll never need more.
Welcome, everyone, to the Arthur Cantina Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony, with JP. And today we have our good friend, Greg D'Agostino, the one and only, the founder, the CEO, the creator of the D'Agostino line of wines. He has the Montepulciano, a Rosé, a Pinot Grigio.
That's right.
I'm going to let you take it from here, Greg. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say, and then we'll try to throw you off your speech.
Who are you, Greg? This is Greg D'Agostino.
Who the fuck are you?
Who's Greg? Who, what, where, and why? Who?
I'm Greg D'Agostino, the man with the vino.
Okay,
I make Italian wine with an American attitude. I know who I am, and I know who my customer is.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about like 5'8", blonde hair, 98% used to be brunettes. You know, with the white jeans and the sandals, all that jazz.
Yeah.
You know, I've worked hard, so you can take it easy. I'm Greg D'Agostino. I know who I am, I know where I've been, and I know where I'm going.
And you're comfortable with your sexuality.
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, you're absolutely 100% correct.
I mean, traditionally, a regular podcast, they let the guest do the most of the talking.
Okay.
The host just chime in and try to act like the guest at home. You have your whole spiel already, Greg, so we're going to try to throw you off of it as best we can.
See, I like that. I came prepared. That's what I said to my wife. It's going to be war down in the Bronx.
We have like, we've had Mike Figs on as a good friend. We had Johnny on as a good friend. We've had like the Wyoming whiskey guy who's like not a friend. So it was like a real interview. You were like half. You're like a real interview.
I'm Metza.
Well, because you
Mets interview.
Yeah, Mets interview.
Mets.
So, because you know, you got your spiel, you're educational, you know your stuff, but we also like to break your balls.
No, but that's where the action happens. It happens on the streets, and that's the one thing that people really don't understand about New York. If you're not busting balls, you're not friends. And it's like, how could you say that to somebody? Just because he's my man. Yeah, I mean, but you know what I'm saying.
I could say from my own experiences in the industry, I don't want to work with someone that doesn't have their own character, their own personality. They come in monotone, robotic.
Yeah.
It's
They're going to talk about inoculated yeast and, you know, carbonic maceration. It's like, stop. I'll tell you a story, right? I was with these guys one time. They're all wine experts, you know, and all that jazz. And I'm like, I give the elbow to my friend, and he's like, Greg, don't do it. I said, I'm going in. Okay, guys, I'm drinking Sauvignon Blanc. Oh, gooseberry, cat pee. That's great. How many of you guys have ever had a gooseberry? And they're like, So you're referring something that you've never had to something you're having now because what? You repeating everything that's, you know, written about 1,100 times already? And cat pee? Oh, I'm sorry. You know that smell? You know, like in the garage? That's not pee, that's musk. It comes from the male cat marking its territory, and the musk gland, and the guy's like, oh, Greg, don't do it. The musk gland resides right next to the cat's anus, and it sprays out. It has nothing to do with pee, the urethra, the bladder, or anything. So, yeah, your lack of animal husbandry or what zoology, fine, but, you know, referring to things, I'm telling you, I get crazy.
What the hell's a gooseberry? I don't know what a gooseberry is.
New Zealand, you know, they come from the Pacific Rim. It's a big, it's like a grape type thing. It's a berry. And that's what it's supposed to taste like. I've never had one. Have you?
No.
So shut them down. When they say gooseberry, berry.
Yeah, usually I'm like, I don't want to hear what you read off the label. Just pour the wine. Let's see if it's good. Let's see if it's worth the money.
I'm sorry, that was a little long.
No, I like it.
But I get hot like that.
The cat pee thing, it's so funny that is, I always say that every time we talk about this, I go, why is, like, it's so strange to me that, like, cat pee is, like, an accepted description.
No, but it's the way they say
gooseberry instead of whatever the freaking gooseberry tastes like.
You're trying to hit on something familiar. You're trying to activate that part of the brain
right
when you're describing a receptor. You're trying to say, okay, look, when you smell this, what are you smelling? The person's not going to think about the gland next to the cat's anus. The person's going to think about, what's that smell? Oh, it smells like cat piss. It smells like cats. It smells like whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's it. No, but you know what? Sometimes it's better to say, I had this couple. I was doing a wine tasting.
That was like a Biden moment right
there. Yeah. I almost came up with something. I'm staying away.
Kamal's not going to unseat you from the D'Agostino.
No, he's not a Biden guy. He's more of a white nationalist.
You know what? Hey, listen. I'm a man of all people. If you're drinking wine, I'm with you. 100%.
As long as it's yours.
I don't care. But, I forgot what I was going to say.
What do you think about that? This whole unseating of the president, now VP is running.
We're not supposed to talk about this. We get kicked off of YouTube.
I mean, we could talk a little bit
I
about
won't
it.
say
Get a
my
little bit of
part then.
insight.
Listen.
A little bit of insight on it.
I'm all about the street. I'm all about our level of living. And really, that information is being a little bit overplayed.
Which information?
We all work within guidelines, don't we? Every day, you and I, we own our businesses. We bust our balls. If you don't do the right thing, it's going to catch up to you. So,
I mean, if
why are they more important than us?
I mean, it's also true. I don't think any of them are more important than me.
Right? We all have our microcosms. And the whole thing is you get all the microcosms working together. That's it. Clean streets, clean streets, clean streets.
Why'd you
clean
try
streets.
to shoot Donald Trump?
That's nice. That's an edit.
I heard he had a bag.
That's an edit, I think. That's an
I heard
edit.
he had a bottle of Dag Rosé in his book bag. The FBI went through his stuff. He was drinking rosé on the rooftop right before he took the shot. That's why he missed. Because the rosé was so good.
He was drunk off the rosé.
He fucking missed his shot.
Thank you, Greg Dag, for saving democracy.
That's it. That's it. No, but seriously, on a serious note. Oh yeah, there's no serious notes. I'm sorry.
Why don't you?
That was the wrong interview.
I'd vote for you for president.
Yeah. No thanks.
You just look like the guy that teaches Ed Norton in American History X. That's
it.
Well, I forget that actor's name, but I'm saying the actor.
I can't.
I'm not saying
I know the movie, but I can't visualize.
You know the movie. I heard it's one of your favorites. Greg Dag's gonna walk out.
You know, this interview's over. I'm out of this fucking place.
So what are we drinking? The Campus?
Yeah, we got the Pinot Grigio. And the great thing about Pinot Grigio is that people are very familiar with the Pinot Grigio, but they get a little tired after a while. They want to, like jump into a Sauvignon Blanc. They want to jump into a Chardonnay. They want to get something they're being told what they should want. But I understand they want a little bit more life, a little bit more vibrant flavors.
I need a little more Pinot Grigio.
And being that this is from the Adriatic coast, 3 kilometers off the coast, you get all that nice salty air coming in with mountain air rushing down 20 miles away from the peaks of the snow-covered Apennine Mountains, an hour and 15 minutes outside of Rome. Yes, folks, they're skiing there too. Abruzzo's a wonderful place. They just don't know how to market themselves. But you get all that nice air. It just makes a brighter, easy drinking wine.
So if this Pinot Grigio is made further up north where traditionally it's made,
yes,
what would it be the cost on the shelf? $35, $45?
No, I think, you know what? You're being very generous and nice. But this would be...
I'm sweet and I'm sour. I hit you with the uppercut and then I pet your hair. Make you feel nice.
If you were to put it against a pedigree brand at, $29, it could definitely hold its weight. But why should it be that? I mean, what do you guys sell for?
$19.89.
Yeah, I mean...
If you buy a case, you get 10% off.
What's wrong with that? Can't beat it with a stick.
If you buy it in our wine club, you get 10% off and you get free shipping.
Well, that's the rosé.
Free shipping?
Well, the next one we're going to do is with the
rosé.
Pinot Grigio. Yeah. The rosé right now is in our first wine club edition, so you get 10% off and
thanks for
free
letting
shipping.
me know.
Now you know. Well, you're like the customer at home. Now you know.
Now you know. We're
Surprised.
trying to promote it.
Now I know.
We're trying to promote it.
I know. The whole thing is that, you know what? It's so crazy. I've got 2 sons. They're beating the crap out of me. Their dad don't even go on the street anymore. Just go out. What are you going to engage your customers through some person who's going to tell the secondhand story? No, you got to go out.
I'll give you some fuel.
That's what we're doing right now
for your kids when you go home. Like people on the street want to see me. They want to see Greg. They don't want to see Tommy Banana show up with a portfolio sheet and say, "Here you go. I got these wines. See if you want to buy them. Give me a call."
Yeah, I'm Jimmy Jehoshaphat.
We get it all the time. Man.
They want Greg.
I don't want this. But if you come in here spouting off how you spout off with your little spiel, okay, this guy's a character. I'm going to listen to him instead of the drones that come in that go, "Here's my wine."
You know, it's very funny.
Call me if you need it.
When I started this brand, and I've been in the business a long time, 25 years before I started this brand. And I've been on the road now. It's going to be 25 years at the end of next month. I was at a tasting. And I'm next to this really loud, semi-obnoxious, big-breasted Dominican chick.
Oh, I knew you said man.
We're not talking about Figs.
Figs gonna watch the show now.
Figs, shout out.
Sweet boy.
No, but she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have to grab them. You have to get them to buy. You have to get them to taste. You don't sit there. And I was watching her. You know what? I thought to myself, yeah, why do we have to be like, oh, yeah, you know, people don't want to know that. They don't care about where the wine comes from. They want to know where it's going to bring them. How does it integrate into their life and helping them be successful with other people? You know, coming in, nice wine. Hey, that's great. And the food and all that jazz.
Well, who trained these people?
But I'll tell you right now.
No, you know what?
That
proved to me, nobody trains anybody. Look at this girl. She's just natural because she doesn't care. She does care, but she's not going to hold someone's negative opinion of what she's doing against herself. She's doing what she wants to do. So that's why I came up with all this silly stuff. It's fun.
It is fun.
And it's catchy.
And it is catchy.
And then, you know, after you do a tasting, then you can't get the stuff out of your head. You hear Greg D'Agostino, the man with the vino. You're brushing your teeth at night, going to bed. You're like,
you need a theme song, Greg.
I'd rather have a big-breasted Dominican woman.
Please, Mr. D'Agostino, move closer to me. That used to be one.
Yes.
Well, they don't use that one anymore for a reason.
I don't know. You know what?
You got to come up with a new jingle.
So, how'd you get into the wine business? Because you just say you're saying your little jingle, which is a precursor to where you came from.
So I was working in New York. I was working in an accounting firm installing token ring configured networks. I did that because I had the job offer, and you know I'd always worked in restaurants and stuff like that. But I thought, you know, that's a good challenge. You know, let's do that.
Okay, well, let me pour for him.
Information's good. And it's important.
So you were installing phones? What were we doing?
No, token ring configured internal networks. So you would have a line coming in, it'd come into the router, and then it would go out into all the individual workstations. And back then, you'd have to wire it all up with twisted pair cabling.
This is precursor to the internet?
This was the internet, but this is how it started before everything got...
This is intranet? Is that what they called it?
Yeah, it would be an intranet, exactly.
You could have been a Zuckerberg.
So I was doing that, and then you know what? I was like, I'm out of here. So I went out, lived in California for 3 years, Santa Monica, and up in the Sierra Nevada. I taught karate. I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you.
You know karate?
Yeah, man.
I'll beat your ass.
Back in the day, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
But I did that, and then I taught skiing up in Mammoth Mountain. And I came home. I didn't have a job.
Joey,
I got an apartment
picture of
in the
Greg
city,
Dag skiing.
and my sister was working with this girl at Tiffany. My sister was running special events at Tiffany, and her coworker was married to Guillaume Toutain. So he was looking for somebody because my sister left, and he offered her the job. And she said, I'm leaving because I want to build a family. You should really... And he said, no, I like you very much. You're very funny, good time. He said, you like me? Go see my brother. So I got the job, and the reason I got the job is I had 2 interviews, and they said, you're hired. By the way, when you came in with the Red Sox, the first interview, we were like, what? And then you came in with Yellow Sox and said, hey, this guy's in the wine industry. And I went out there. I didn't know what to do.
At this point, you had never sold wine before.
Never sold wine.
Did you know anything about wine? Were you drinking wine on weekends? Were you like, oh, okay.
I was your typical person, 1.5 of Robert Mondavi and stuff like that, and Ruffino and all that jazz. But the thing is what I did for the first 2 days.
All that bullshit.
I took all the labels from the label file and pasted them to construction paper and made a book about this thick. And I went out and I just flipped the book. This was before everybody had, any type of graphics. Mm-hmm. So I built a graphical thing because...
Feels like some Flintstone shit. Like you rolled around in a stone car.
Exactly. But it worked because people could page through it and you could talk to them. And they could look at it, and you could talk to them. And you didn't have to keep eye contact because they were being mesmerized by the labels. And in restaurants, too, you know, they'd see the label, they could see it. They could see it on their table. And that was before any type of presentations with anything like that.
Gotta be honest, I never had anyone show up there with labels. If someone would have came with labels, I would have said, oh, this is something different. I would have paid a little bit more attention to them.
So, and I went around and I said, listen, I don't know that much about wine. You do. This gives you a choice. Take in a few items because I really need the job. And if you don't give me an order, I'm not going to have this job for long. So tell me what I have to do. If I got to do tastings or whatever. And
No, sorry.
yeah, I was off my guaranteed salary in 6 weeks.
Dang.
Explain that. So when you first start for a company, they give you a guaranteed salary versus commission?
Not necessarily. They may give you a guaranteed salary. They may give you a guaranteed salary which diminishes in time as your sales go up because you're at a certain commission rate.
Let's break that down. So guaranteed salary means you get like a flat rate every week.
Right.
All right?
So
Once you
way
go
back
into
whenever,
commission,
$36,000.
it's based on your based on your sales, right? So the
Right.
better you're doing in sales, the more you're going to take home.
Right.
All right?
So you take $36,000. It was 6% commission. You take 100 divided by 6, you get 16.66. So you got to multiply $36,000 by 16.66, and that will give you the gross sales necessary to make that $36,000. Then you got to break that down by day. You have to know every sale what you're making. And people just don't do that. They think they do it because they have all these tools. Oh, I got a tool on my iPad. They come in. Dude, if you can't scan the shelf and get your shit done, get out.
It blows my mind that none of my workers can do math offhand. They heavily rely on the calculator app on the phone. They heavily rely on the point of sale to do the math for them. It blows my mind.
Yeah, but also in presentation, the salespeople, they don't know the math. People are like, how do you know those numbers so well? Did you memorize them? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what do you mean? So that's my job.
Yeah, that's like the only thing you should know.
That's my job.
We're cut from a different thread, Greg.
No, but the thing is, it's like, okay, you know, you want to have something $9.99 and 50% markup, 33 GP, it's $79.92. Why is that? Because you divide by 8 to get the markup of 1.5 to get the 33 GP. And they're like, how do you know that? It's like, dude, this is how I make my living. How do you think I educate my children? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I think
it's amazing.
You have a solid understanding of math. You have a better understanding of how the world works.
Well, we have these college kids that work here.
Both of them are in college right now.
The thing wasn't giving him the change, right? And it was like, I don't know, whatever the change was. You had to give the guy like $1.82, and he's like, it's not telling me. I'm like, count up. So what do you mean? I'm like, he gave you this amount. Okay, so you need to get this amount. Count that. Like, simple. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know how to do that. But I just rely on the machine. I'm like, well, now the machine's down.
We could easily...
College educated.
Everything is multiple or divisible by 10, and whatever the fraction of that is, 6 is 60% of that number. I mean, you can find ways, your own way to figure out.
It's not even large numbers. We're talking about
change of a
$20 bill.
Yeah, true.
But again, like you said, they don't. I don't know.
No, you got to take ownership of the thing. You know, like I used to read Hugh Johnson's maps, all of his maps of Europe. He's a great wine writer, but he also did cartography of all the great vineyards. You know, so you'd be up in the Côte de Beaune, and then north of there in the Côte de Nuit.
Hugh Johnson?
Would know Burgundy. Yeah, Hugh Johnson. You know,
Hugh Johnson.
Yeah, Hugh Johnson.
That's what you called him.
He was real big. No, but, you know, like him and Kevin Zraly. You know, Kevin Zraly's got that book, you know, Windows on the World Wine book.
Yeah, that restaurant.
Wine course, right? And it's like this thick. People are like, oh, yeah, I got this book in it. I say, you read that twice,
So what do you think about Karen McNeil?
I don't know, Karen.
That's the wine Bible.
Yeah, no, I stopped educating myself because I found out it wasn't necessary.
Who the fuck? Maybe they call me. They got a question. Remember?
They got a question for the show. Who knows?
There it is. No, but seriously, I know a lot about wine. I keep it in my belt and I'll expose it because it's really not about that.
Guys like me
Hello, at the Cantina.
Look for guys like you.
Sí.
¿Qué quieres, papa?
Hello, what he said.
He said, ¿Está abierto? He said, are you open?
Yeah.
Oh, I said yes. Whoops.
Abierto.
I don't speak Spanish.
He asked.
Who's Alberto?
When you answer the phone, he asked if he
Who
can
the
help
freak
you.
is Alberto?
That's what I'm saying.
Can I help you?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's what he said. I don't know.
Oh,
That
man.
guy hasn't had any drink yet. I think he needs a few.
Nah, that threw me off my whole fucking
Just go with it.
Well, I was talking about how Greg is a guy I like to do business with.
I want to talk about the rosé though. In our summer wine collection.
So the rosé, man, right? This is crazy. You know, in Abruzzo, you have Cerezuolo d'Abruzzo. Up in north, it's called Chiaretto.
Where do you normally get Cerezuolo from?
Cerezuolo is down in the Abruzzo area. So if you look at the boot of Italy, you got Rome on one side. On the opposite side, you have Abruzzo. You drive up the mountains, there's Abruzzo on the Adriatic coast. What?
Don't you normally get Cerezuolo from Vittoria, from Sicily?
Well, you can. It depends.
Is it the same thing as Sicilian Cerezuolo?
No, it categorizes a rosé, a state of color of the wine and how it's bled off of the red wine. It reduces the red wine, you get the rosé. So when your grapes are steeping and you draw off the wine, it's called bleeding, draw off the wine like in a half hour, it comes out rosé. So a sauce, it reduces, it gets more powerful. You do the same thing with your red wine.
To break down what you just said in layman terms, you're putting the skins in a tea bag and you're dunking them into the tank of white wine.
Basically.
And then after a period of time, you pull that tea bag out and you have the rosé.
Right, but then you put it back in and then the rest of it, like with tea, would get darker. So depending on how you like your tea, like you're at a Chinese restaurant, you pour it at first, it looks like water. By the end, it looks like, tobacco water. So it steeps, but the longer a wine steeps, as with tea, it gets more tannic. So the nice thing about the rosé, it's very light, it doesn't get all those tannins involved, and it keeps it fresh and delicious.
Describe tannins.
Tannins are like when you have a grape and you peel the skin off as a kid, you're sitting there and you bite the skin, and you're like, whoa, or you bite into a seed, it's like, whoa. That's the tannin, but the tannin gives it structure. It's sort of like rules in life. They may be a cumbersome set of rules, but you have to follow them to have structure.
So tannins are like that bitter taste.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. So you don't want to have too much tannin, but you have to have some tannin. It's like anything in human life. You need some structure, some bitterness, but if you're too bitter, not nice, right?
I mean, it depends.
Not as nice as your glasses, though.
Did you get rosé?
No, I'm waiting for Greg.
God damn, Greg, what the
I
fuck?
thought I poured it.
I almost killed half the bottle already.
Sucking his own D, man.
So the rosé.
I did have rosé.
This is Montepulciano, and we take it off the top of the wine within a half hour. So we don't even get the bottom of the tank. We get the top, very delicate. It's called the head.
Hey.
Yeah. So
Honestly,
I said to the guys in Italy, I said, you guys going to give me some head? They said, absolutely, Greg. We give you head all the time. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Two answers. I will bleep that name out.
Hello?
This is Jimmy from Enzo. You guys carry now gay rum?
No.
Oh, man. Nobody carries this shit, huh?
No. It's too gay.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
I mean, I think we do have the Mount Gay. We have the high-end Mount Gay.
No, we don't have that one anymore.
All right, fuck them.
No, but what were we saying?
It's literally right outside. We're closed. We're going to put a sign.
So the rosé, in order, what we're doing is we're not calling it Cerezuolo. That was my point of bringing up Cerezuolo. Because another thing is, unless you have guys like you who know Italian wines and know how to convey what Cerezuolo means to the average consumer, they look at this word, they can't read it. They can't even read English, some of these people. Like we were talking about math before. Who knows? So Cerezuolo is another thing for the consumer to be like, ooh, a little afraid. So you just put rosé because that's a language that we understand here. So again, Italian wine, American attitude. It's not about where it comes from as much as it is where it brings the consumer, what it does for them, and what.
So would you say, Greg, D'Agostino wine is the Italian-American wine?
That's it. It's all about the Italian-American story. It's all about becoming and taking what you have and adjusting.
Cultural appropriation.
Well, you know what? Yeah, it is. Dude.
I don't believe in that.
Appropriation, assimilation. No. It's not. Those are proper words that are being misused.
Yes.
Okay? That's
well, the whole point of culture is you want it to influence other people.
Evolve.
So you want it, but like if I go to wherever and I'm like, oh, I like this type of music from this type of culture.
I don't think you want to influence them. I think you want to expose them to it.
Well, yeah, but you also end up influencing because our culture is so good that this person who lives around the world wants to have our culture. So I don't think there's anything wrong with appropriating or using someone's culture to show like, oh, I like this culture.
You mean like the Japanese Elvis guys who hang out in the park stretching and doing their thing?
I mean, going right after the Japs. Right? I love it.
No, but have you seen those guys?
No, I have not.
Rockabillys, yeah.
Yeah, they're rockabilly. They do their hair and they're hanging out and they're,
Well, that's what I mean.
It's
But
like
the whole thing of culture is like,
it's
yeah,
fun.
I want to drink your wine from wherever culture.
No, but it's Italian-American food. So my friends in Italy, they're like, hey, Greg, I'm sorry, but this is chicken parmesan.
It's not
It's not Italian food.
Okay, but it's fantastic.
I said, yeah, but it is where I sell my wine, guys. You get the picture. It tells the story about what are you going to do if you don't have your ingredients here. And back when the Italians, I'm talking about the Italians from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, they're still connected to Italy. When people came here at the turn of the previous century, they were escaping poverty, dirt, living. So when they came here, man, if they could buy meat, they bought a lot of meat. It was a symbol of success. That's why they had big family gatherings to share in the success, to keep everything going, the faith and all that kind of stuff. You know, so, I mean, but they had tomatoes and they had peppers, but they were different than, what are you going to do? You're going to adjust.
You're going to adjust. Absolutely. You're going to make.
Is that right? Is that wrong? No, it is.
You combine them. And that's
But the fact of the matter is, you know, when's French? What do they call that in July?
What,
July 14th.
John the Baptist Day?
I don't know. One of the days they surrendered and we had to
Bastille
bail them
Day?
out again.
Does anybody know when that is? They know when Christopher Columbus.
Amen, brother. The first Italian American hero.
Christopher Columbus. Everybody loves Italian food. I'm sorry. You know, I used to work with a lot of French companies. Oh, this is not so sophisticated because you
French
have
suck,
the
man.
same thing all the time.
What's the number one food consumed in America?
Italian American food.
Pizza.
Pizza. But pizza also gives you like balanced nutrition.
I made that up. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Bro, it's gotta be
I think it's
pizza.
pretty.
No.
I
think
believe it was Uncle
It is.
Junior who said, we taught the world how to eat.
Yeah.
Salted cod. Bobby Bacalaos. Salted cod.
Yeah,
We
but
taught the world how to
where
eat.
do you bring this thing, right?
it.
And everybody has their own stories.
Give me the tray of manicotti. I hate the whole thing.
Manicotti. I remember when I was a kid, we used to have this place in Portchester we ride our bikes
That was
to,
a whole tray.
called VJ's. We get steak sandwiches there, meatball subs, and whatever. And the woman says, "You're Italian? You're not Italian." I said, "No, D'Agostino." No, how do you say Manaccotti? I said, Manicotti. Not Italian. So Manicotti. I mean, why did you even pronounce the I on the end of Manicotti? See, even you are evolving. God bless you.
I'm in this
your
country
journey.
called the United States of America.
I know.
I don't walk around going, Parmigiano Reggiano. I say,
Do you have
Parmigiano.
any?
You got some- Yeah.
Yeah, it's like-
do you have any gorgonzola? I don't fucking go, yo,
Hey,
we got
gabagool,
half pound
gabagool.
gorgonzola. Let me get the fuck out of
But
this way.
the same thing with the pastry. You know, the famous Naples pastry. Svogliatelle.
Sfriadel.
Svogliatelle, tufate, papate.
We
You
put our
know,
own
love
spin on it. Aren't
a
the things
fucking
called
Sfriadella.
dialects in Italy?
no,
This is the American
everything,
dialect of
Everything
Italian.
south of like Milan or even Siena, let's say Siena. Everything south of there was all dialectical.
Everything's dialectal. Even every different
So
city,
back in
north,
the day,
south, they all got their own
certain
fucking
people
dialect.
couldn't even understand another person. Some guy from Calabria. And,
Well,
you know,
Italy
some guy from
was split up into
Lazio.
what? How many different
Well,
kingdoms?
Also,
Yeah.
go to the fucking the boonies of South Carolina, West Virginia.
Exactly.
You can know what the fuck they're saying.
When I moved out to New Mexico, they were saying shit like, "Oh, this is cherry." I'm like, "What the fuck's that mean?" They're like, "Oh, it means."
What are
like,
you doing in New Mexico?
it's a long story. Don't worry about it.
Come on.
And they were going like, they would say words. I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" They're like, "Oh, it means cool, like sweet, like cherry. This is sweet." I'm like, ah. And then I'll call someone like, I'll say, "Oh, that's mad dope," and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, "Oh, this guy's a herb," and they're like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "You're a herb. I don't know what to tell you." But you know, same thing. Well,
I worked for a guy named Herb.
yeah, well,
Yeah, he ran my division of selected fine wines over in Charmer back in the 90s. I'm
sure he was-
He was about 6'3", and he'd say, "You know, we got a spiff on this. It's really great. You get a
What was it,
picnic
Noah?
table,
David?
collapsible picnic table, and a umbrella."
Sounds like a big time
25
herb.
Oh man!
sounds like a herb. He sounds like a herb. Even just.
And you know what they did
still,
to
like,
him in the end?
Fired his ass.
No, they threw him on the street with a miserable run, with a miserable book, and he finally had to resign. They killed him.
So that's how
killed
you
that
get
herb.
someone to quit.
That's how it. If
Throw 'em to the
anybody's
wolves.
listening to this in the industry and you're in sales and you don't own the company, you'll eventually be squeezed out.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's the writing on the wall. They
No,
give you
it's just
shit account.
mechanics. It's divide and conquer. You have 100 accounts.
they want you to do
have
good.
2 salespeople. You have 150 accounts. You don't get 3. You get 4.
If they want you to do good, what does it look like? What's the game plan look like? If the company's really behind you, they want you to do good because they know you can sell. What accounts do they give you? What run do they give you?
You know, at first, you're never going to get a good run. You're always going to have to start on fries, just like McDonald's. And it's up to you to do your homework, to learn. It's like the defensive black arts. You don't use them, but if someone comes in, you got the language, you just slice them down, you know? And you got to fight your way up until you become of value. That's what I did. I had 5 job offers. I went from Teuton over to Charmer, back to Teuton, because the offers just kept on getting better. And I followed the offers. And then over to the Negociants in Bordeaux. And then I realized in a review, they said, hey, you know, we want you to be here for like 10 years, Greg. And I did the math of where I was in age and where 10 years ended. I'm like, what am I going to do then? So that's when I decided, you know, to start doing this, because for 25 years, people be like, D'Agostino, that's like the supermarket. My grandfather and his brother founded it. Why are you in that business? I'm in this business. But people, not only in New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, even in Illinois and places like that, and in Europe. So I figured, what the heck? So I quietly registered the name. I own it for all wine and spirits in the United States. And that's that.
I was actually reading something about this guy who buys defunct companies for their IP.
Right.
So like Fila, right? Went out of business.
Dude.
Bought their IP, shops out the IP to a bunch of manufacturers to make the shirts from whatever company, whatever
And you're
factory
seeing it
makes
come
them.
back.
And he brings them back and he puts them in stores like JCPenney, Forever 21, and they sell it, right? Instead
That's
of
what
having
happened
a
to Fila?
flagship. Yeah.
Dude, feel a tracksuit?
Yeah, no, I'm
With a
saying, like,
Kango?
I know I've seen them again, so that's
Even-
You got your white
Even
Kango
Adidas.
with a red suit, you know?
Like, why have the overhead just selling your one product or your one brand? Let someone else take the risk of the overhead. Let someone else pay the employees. I'm just going to sell you my shirts for $20 a pop. You go turn around and sell them for $35. And they own the IP. They have all the designs. They have all the shirts. Whoever makes them better price, the manufacturer builds them, ships them out, done.
Yep.
I mean, you have the same kind of philosophy here. You have your IP here. If these guys in Abruzzo screw you, you can always go to a different producer in Abruzzo and make better juice.
I have people call me all the time, and if someone sees this and wants to speak to me, fine, because we're coming out with a Prosecco, which will be here for the fall.
I'm more and more understanding now how IP works,
Yeah.
and I'm so up behind it. Like, it just makes so much more sense. Let the people who are experts at making the wine make it, and you figure out the other part of it.
Well, the beautiful thing with this project is this wine right here.
Would you
I went
pour
in-
this wine?
This is D'Agostino Montepulciano Reserve.
The reason why I'm going to say that is because the people making the wine might be experts at making the wine, but they might not know how to fucking market it.
The first day I went
Like, you
with
just have
these
the
guys.
chicken parm. They don't know chicken parm over here. So if they make a wine that's designed for fucking guanciale or whatever the fuck they're eating out there, and they bring it over here, no one's gonna fucking eat that. No one's gonna eat that pairing.
Truth.
No one's gonna have that wine for it. You know the guys here
Spitting
drinking
facts.
Montepulciano with their chicken parm, with their manicotti, with their sfogliatella, whatever. So you're developing the wine for the American market because you know what Americans
Like with this
drink.
one, 2 years oak aging, first year in French oak, because many California wines
how I
finish
tie
in
that
French
all
oak.
together?
I love it. I
Fucking
love it. So we
symphony.
said
It's a
right
Great
into
wine, but I'm
the
not
thing.
going to drink it with my sweet.
No, but when I went over and I did the blending on this wine, because I said I want to work with you guys, they gave me all the samples of what was available from which barrel lots first time around, and we started doing some blending, and the head guy sitting there like looking at me, and he goes, "You know what you're doing?" I said, "Yeah, I used to do this. You know, we'd have people come into the office, we're taking on new brands, bang, 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 or go over to a wine event in Europe, bang, 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 and then, you know, you taste something, and then you say to somebody, hey, what if we had that? And, you know, we're going to put a new label on. Yeah, but my daughter designed that label. Well, tell your daughter to get a new job. But, you know, be hustling, you know, the glass and all this other stuff. So the whole thing is, you know, you have a nice punt on the bottom. It's a heavy glass. It's the brown glass, which is the better glass. That's traditional.
Why do you want a dark glass?
Because it keeps the wine. It's about aging. It's about the whole process. It's a longer cork. It's better cork quality. It's better quality wine.
Doesn't the dark glass prevent UV from coming in and
That's it.
damaging the wine?
Absolutely. That's it. But you can have a red wine in clear glass, but that's meant to be consumed right away. You know, like picnic wine.
I think the more you you make the wine robust, the better it is.
And
Better
people said to
cork,
me,
better
yeah,
glass.
I know. People said to me, you can't start with one wine, Greg. You can't start with a Montepulciano at that price point, Greg. I said, well, that's what I can afford to do. That's what I'm doing.
So that was your first wine?
That was the first wine.
How long did it take you to get, like, how did it come? It was the Montepulciano, then?
Then the Pinot Grigio, and then the Rosé. And the Pinot Grigio, I was going to do a Pecorino. I really wanted to do a Trebbiano d'Abruzzo, but they destroyed Trebbiano, in the market.
No, it's $5 wine.
No, that's the thing.
$5 wine.
But people haven't had it over in San Vito Chiatino, right on the water with prawns, and it's like delicious. They had a problem with shipping it. They tried to sell a bunch of wine that came over here that was oxidized, and they destroyed the market. Period.
If you want
that's what happened.
a little bit of insight, my opinion, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I would say remarket it not as Trebbiano. Market it as a different name. Because Lugana does well.
Lugana. It's the same grape.
People see Lugana, they say, oh, I know Lugana. It's a nice, light, fresh, easy to drink white, low acidity, a little bit of fruit. And they know Lugana now, and they're willing to pay $15 a bottle for Lugana.
Well, the whole thing is also, how much are you going to incur with people having to learn new names too? Trebbiano d'Abruzzo, It's even like Montepulciano d'Abruzzo.
Who's your target demographic for Trebbiano? 65 and up? They're not going to pay more than $7.
No, it isn't, because they have the memories of not liking it. You have to go for a younger market. You have to go for a fresh market.
And the
But
younger
fact
market
of the
doesn't
matter-
know what Trebbiano is.
And the whole thing with this whole thing in our industry, the kids aren't drinking wine. The kids never drank wine. People don't start drinking wine until they're like 27 to 30 years old. Fetzer did a whole research thing on this years ago. And you know what? As I say, yeah, they're drinking cans and stuff like that, but as long as they got that motion going, it's our job to put the
You're absolutely
to switch them
right.
out.
Because when you don't really start drinking wine. As a kid, you'd fucking drink it, whatever you get your hands
Yeah.
on, a vodka, a this, a that.
You got $20 in your pocket. That's what you got,
Exactly.
right? You get a 20 bag of weed, or you get a 6-pack of Heinekens for fucking $10. You get 2 6-packs for $20. Back in the day, I don't know what the fuck Heineken cost.
You get, we'd scrum up $10. You get a
Got 20
40 ounce and a pack of cigarettes between the
One bottle of wine between 4 guys ain't gonna do. It's just you're just
Back in
lighting
the
the
day, I'm a
fire.
little
Well,
bit
that's
older
why
than
we
you
used to drink
guys.
the Colorado
But if you
Gallon.
really wanted to make a move with a girl, you got some Almaden or Lancers or
Almaden.
Matus, right?
I'm in a long time ago.
Dude, I was at the tail end of it, but it was still there. And, afterwards, you get the candle, you put it in there, it's like, hey.
What a nice packaging for the Almaden. Because everyone reused those vase-shaped
Yep.
glasses later for like their table water or whatever, or flower
Exactly.
pot. Fantastic
Exactly.
marketing. Fantastic.
It's amazing.
No longer around. They're done. Even
No,
Colorado.
they're around.
I wonder what Colorado sells. Almaden, I don't think is around anymore.
Yeah, they are.
In New York,
No, but they're around in some form.
I haven't seen them anymore.
They may be latent in the market, but you know what? As you're saying, you can always rebirth it.
Can I get some
glass
more of
costs
the,
so much.
But the whole thing is, I think it's glass. It's heavy. It's breaking.
Oh, great. Thank
This
you.
and that. But everything tastes better out of glass. I don't care what you
I
say.
agree.
As we're drinking out of plastic cups.
I know.
No, these aren't plastic. Actually, these are made from vegetable cellulose, mostly corn.
You're one of the only people to ever bring in these kinds of cups.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started doing
Yeah.
tasting, you brought in these cups. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
You go,
everybody's
"Oh,
like,
this
it's
is
too big.
recyclable."
Blah blah blah.
No,
Yeah.
this is the right kind of cup to
This
pour
is.
from.
No, but the thing is that it looks like plastic. So they take the same science as taking petroleum and creating plastic. They take corn when they're making ethanol, and they're able to have similar compounds and build out this structure, which looks like plastic, but it ain't.
Yeah,
Compostable and 100%.
like when they
But
make
it
those
speaks
clear-
to Abruzzo being the largest green area in all of Italy. It's called the green lung of Europe. It's got the most preserved land by land mass of any region in Italy. It's very natural. So why not keep, being that these are very passive, sustainable vineyards, all hand harvested, might spend a few extra cents to be able to,
There you go.
keep
Yeah,
it going.
I come from a background of environmental cleanup. So,
Dude, Italy, no pesticides. Done.
yeah.
Done.
Well,
done.
we get all that's American.
Well,
No
We got
Monsanto.
No Monsanto,
chemically made,
But the thing is,
meats,
pesticides
pesticides on everything. This is why we're all dying.
Oh, I don't eat genetically altered food. Oh, you don't eat tomatoes?
Yeah, right. You ever?
You don't eat beans? What do you mean? Yeah, they were genetically altered in like 1512. Way back in the day. Everything's been, broccoli, cauliflower. What else?
Broccoli no good if you got acid. If you got acid reflux, don't be eating no
It's like
broccoli.
GMOs and stuff. You get a peach from any supermarket. The fucking peach is this big.
Yeah, no.
My aunt has 3 peach trees in her backyard. The peaches are this big, but the flavor is like nothing.
Dude, over in Europe, you get a strawberry. It's like this big.
Well,
And you take a bite of it, and it's got 10 times more flavor.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. And
I don't know if size has anything to do with it.
yes, it does.
No, but
My aunt's
the point is, size has nothing to do with it. Hey.
No, my
That's like
cousin
tell
had,
all the women, man.
a really nice peach tree in Argentina. Fucking peaches were the size of your head. It was in their backyard.
What kind of peaches? It could be different.
It was like a white peach.
Yeah.
But again, it's not.
It was like fucking water in a peach. You bit into that thing. It was so delicious.
It's crazy, huh?
So
But that's the thing. You get these peaches from these supermarkets. They're this big. They got no flavor.
No,
you get
they're-
a
they're-
naturally grown fucking peach. You go,
Well,
holy shit,
they're
this
being-
tastes like a goddamn Snapple. That's how fucking peach flavor.
They're being
fantastic.
picked early, so they ship well, so they don't get bruised. They're rock hard. But
Me too.
and somehow they get the color of the flesh and the the outside skin to develop prematurely. So whatever.
Rock hard, premature. I'm used to
all
all
about
these
those
things.
keywords.
Yeah.
You put it all in
Sounds
the
like
description.
my miserable sex life.
When I put together like the YouTube fucking keywords and put premature, and we're getting all kinds of wacky people coming to the
Yeah,
podcast.
this is so good. This is a horse that pulls the cart. I was saying before about the Trebbiano. I did Pinot Grigio and said people, as the next wine. And they're like, Pinot Grigio, everybody has Pinot Grigio. I said, okay, you know what? How many different kinds of shirts are there out there, and why are you wearing the type of shirt that you wear? There's there's multiples of everything out there.
Speaking of shirts, I got the Greg Dag vest.
Hey, look at that.
You order a case, Greg Dag will send you a free vest.
Talking about evolution, assimilation, whatever it is, the evolution of the brand. Look at it. That's what it used to be, Dag wine, D'Agostino. Now it's D'Agostino wine. It's a little bit different, trying to refine things.
Means I need a new
And that's
vest.
the one thing I found out about this, and I'm sure you know this, Anthony. You think you got it, every day is a new thing. Stuff comes flying at you left and right.
You think you got it? That's the point where you're complacent.
Right.
If you think you got it,
You're fucked.
you become complacent.
Right. But stuff keeps on coming. You got to keep on moving. You got to keep on
Today's a new
refining.
day.
You got to keep on looking at your shelf and seeing, what. And that's one thing that I have, presenting cold to new places. Thank God, you guys are like, okay, that's cool. We'll give it a shot. But most people, we're not taking any new items. Well, if you're not taking any new items, if you're not buying, you're dying.
Well,
Right? Period.
their defense, I'm most not.
No, but they're trying to flush
Wait,
out.
wait,
They're
now,
trying
we're
to
not
flush
thinking.
out shit that isn't selling. But don't get at me that my
Well,
stuff's
for-
not going to sell.
for my-
But then
from
if it
defense of
sells
the
too well,
store-
it's going to pull away from that item that's not selling already.
From defense of the store, you should then turn around and say, listen, I'll sell you a combo pack. I'll give you 4, 4, and 4. You got no risk. You're in for 100 and whatever. I'm like, let's say $200. You're in for $200. What's the worst you're going to do? It's $200. Give it a shot. Let it try. Let it work. I'll come do a tasting. That's it. If you sell like that, as it's a no loss to the customer, listen, put it on the shelf.
No, I understand.
And a month
You
later, I'll come do a
merchandise it.
tasting.
Yeah.
We'll blow through it. If people like it, they'll go to reorder, and you'll get more in. My items aren't going to sit on the shelf. You all this shit that you're trying to get rid of, I understand. You got to get rid of this other stuff you made a mistake on. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes
Can't use
every
the
fucking
word
day.
mistake.
I'm going to make a mistake in the next 3, 6 months, 9 months. I'm going to make mistakes as I go on.
Right.
And you buy things you think are going to work.
You don't use
gotta
words
blow 'em
like
out.
mistake. Risk reduction.
Whatever the fuck, however you want to paint it.
How do you like that? Risk reduction.
Listen,
But-
I know you're
It's
risk
gonna
adverse,
happen.
but I have the formula of risk reduction.
I got a risk for you.
Yeah.
Your wines, we order 10 cases at a time. We do nice drops because it moves.
Yeah.
People like them.
Again,
We do well with them.
Greg Dag Rosé, available in our summer wine collection.
But the rosé is great. You know what?
One of my favorite rosés.
Because
It's
all-
easy drinking. I feel like a lot of rosés pucker me up. I don't like
the
it.
key is the back of the throat. It can't be
Hey,
too metallic or scratchy.
Besides the
from back
taste,
of the
I like your style. You don't order too much rosé, so you're not trying to get rid of an old vintage. You run out, you run out.
No, that's the whole idea.
I tell customers too, like, yo, this rosé's in stock. It's fresh vintage. It's current.
No,
Once
I
it's
had,
gone,
I
it's
had a
gone.
lot of people mad at me last year because I was done by, I held a couple for you
amen, brother.
for
way to do
November,
it.
for
That's the way to do
Thanksgiving,
it.
and then we were done. You're like, hey, what the hell? We lost
way
your
to do
spot.
it,
But you know what? I'd rather it be out.
Then you're sitting on it. Yeah.
All the rosés I have are current vintage, with the exception of like one guy that I got to get rid of.
Right.
The rest of them are all current.
And the funny thing is that, you know, a year in the bottle extra for a rosé could be a good thing because it mellows it out. It
a
balances
year,
out
but not
flavors.
2, not 3.
No. Yeah, but you never know. I remember, you know, when I first started in the industry, I started in 1994 and 1986 Gurgit Chardonnay. I opened it up, and they don't use malolactic fermentation. I opened it up, and it smelled like hell. I was like, what the hell? And I drank it. It was like perfect.
Dude, I got to be real careful when it comes to drinking fucking wines. That's sus. Sus means suspect for the young guys.
Sus, yeah.
The old guys.
Greg's a little sus.
One time I drank this Blau Franken, whatever the fuck, some German thing.
Blaufränkisch.
Right.
Blaufränkisch.
And then I didn't know the grape, so I'm like, it smells a little weird. It tastes okay though. I was sick as a dog for like 3 days. The wine had turned. I was fucking puking.
I don't
Everything was
understand
coming out
that
the other
because
hole.
the wine's turned, but it turns more towards vinegar, if anything.
Dude, I was so sick.
He probably ate a
So
fucking bad
Those
McDonald's
to
fucking
conspiracy
sandwich.
Charlie. Okay.
And then he's going to blame the wine.
This guy thinks we didn't land on the moon.
We didn't land on
We landed on the moon,
We-
Greg. You were around that time. You were alive.
You know what? I work in an industry.
Greg Dag knows damn well we didn't land on the moon. I
work in an
can tell you right
industry-
now.
Speaking about moonshots,
Were you alive when we
everybody's
landed on the moon? You were alive,
everybody
right?
He was
trying
like
to-
50 when we landed
How-
on the moon.
How old are you when you landed on the
When
moon,
we
Greg?
landed.
Everybody's trying to create this, like,
1969. How old are you,
this
Greg?
moon rocket in the wine
67, I
industry.
think.
69.
69?
Yeah.
How old are you?
You don't
How
even
old am I?
know. You fucking don't even know the fake, false bullshit they put out there.
Don't believe the hype.
You know what? I can't tell people how old I am.
We can figure it out.
but
Google
they'll
it.
They'll be so sad that I look this good at my age, and how are they going to be able to accomplish that? I mean,
like-
that's my biggest
If
thing every
anything,
day out there
Greg,
selling.
if
He's
anything,
all the guy in
want to
Indiana
be
Jones.
like me. They want to actually be me.
it's a testament
difficult.
to drinking D'Agostino wine because it's the fountain of youth.
Dude.
We're going to get demonetized so quick. We're going to get
Why?
thrown off because we're selling things that aren't true. When you sell a wine, if you put anything health benefits, it fucking flags the product on
You
Google
know what?
and
Excuse
takes
me.
it off.
Fuck
It's
Google.
not
fuck
health. No.
YouTube.
You know what? The one
Fuck
thing.
Fauci.
Okay. Who's
American hero.
Who's in charge of the thing in
Who?
Washington?
Kamala Harris.
Is it
the new
Admiral
president?
Rachel Levine?
What?
Yeah.
Rachel Levine. Why do I know? Isn't that
Admiral. Look it up. Look it up on the phone.
Phone's recording. I can't look shit up right now. We're flying by the seat of our pants. We're not looking things that we're not.
Look at all the health ministers around the world. They're going to be telling me how to live healthy.
those are all the
My doctor, I have a thing, and he said, okay, you can't have anything fermented. I said, what do you mean fermented? Wine? He said, yeah, no wine, no wine. Okay.
Why? You got acid reflux?
No, it's something else. And he said,
I just saw a gastro. He gave me this whole fucking food diet I got to follow for 6
no,
weeks.
but the guy said,
Oh,
nothing
the
fermented, no
trends.
cheese, no wine, no salami, no nothing.
see,
Get out of here.
My guy didn't say that. My
Oh.
gastro told me I could eat all the cold cuts I want, all the hard cheeses and mozzarella I want. No ricotta,
okay, so
no sour cream, no yogurt, no milk. Because it's the lactose fucks with the acid reflux.
Health and Human Services is a transgendered.
Yeah, okay. This fucking podcast is done. You mentioned transgender. This fucking
Done.
This
is done.
thing is telling me what is healthy and not. Okay, do me a favor.
Listen,
Keep voting for him. Keep fucking voting for him.
we accept every creed, color,
Yeah.
No, that's the
nationality.
thing.
This
Sure,
country.
sure.
D'Agostino is meant for everyone.
You get some psychopath telling me when it's healthy for me. Okay.
Hey, listen.
Pour me another one, Greg.
If you submit yourself to being a running back on a football team, that's a matter of choice, right? Is anybody forcing you to do that? Or you may feel your conditions are forcing you to be an athlete in order to earn money or become famous, whatever.
I'm getting loose.
But if you get tackled by a linebacker, are you going to be mad at the linebacker for tackling you?
Amen,
No.
brother.
That's the way it works.
I don't get what
So if you throw yourself out there, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hit.
Exactly.
You know what? The whole thing isn't about, oh, this and that. It's about just doing it. I mean, I walk into a place, I got some guy, who's been there, hey, we don't do it, trying to present him with wine. I say, hey, you can shoot me, but you're just hitting the bullet from the last guy who shot me. I got so many bullets in me. You got to keep on going. That's all it is. I mean, this is
Greg,
the
you
Bronx.
have to write a
Come
book
on.
about like all your sayings. You're shooting a bullet that already got it. I need
Free
like a
pamphlet with every purchase.
I need, there used to be a book called like Tweets from My Dad or some shit, and it was just like a collection of tweets this guy would make out. I want just Greg D'Agostino fucking sayings.
Is that what Twitter's about? Because I don't know how to use Twitter. Maybe I'll just go on there and just do sayings.
No, it used to be back in the day, but now it's just about propaganda and I don't know, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk runs it, man.
No,
Yeah,
but
I
the
know,
whole
but-
thing is, if you're aware that there's propaganda out there, you
it's
can
not
just read
propaganda.
everything, and just enjoy it.
I mean, it depends what you subscribe to. You can subscribe to any lunatic you want, right?
We didn't, he never answered the question. Did we land on the moon?
It's a big
That's a big
reveal.
question.
The big reveal right now. Where D'Agostino wines stand. Did we land on the moon?
You gotta put a picture of Greg on the moon with the fucking D'Agostino flag in there.
Would you go to the moon? How many cases, Greg, does a customer have to buy to get flown to the moon?
Sun, the moon, and the stars.
No, I got a better thing. Go down and see that Titanic.
That turned out pretty well. You are a white billionaire, rich guy that could easily get. They didn't even explode. They imploded, I guess. I don't know what they did.
Oh, yeah.
Tin can crushed.
And they spend all that money like looking for like. We knew they were dead. What are you doing?
No, those are just like sightseers. There's things they could post about, things they could say they did.
Imagine
You know what they
being-
did last week, Susan?
I went down to see the
down to
Titanic.
go see the Titanic.
How'd that turn out?
Me and Charlie, we went down there, we saw the Titanic. It was fantastic. And then we jumped on our boat and we went around.
Yeah, it's amazing how insecure
wherever.
people are, right? Even at that level, they get even more secure.
I mean, I get as much of a thrill watching it on the YouTube of someone going down there with their little robot camera looking at the Titanic.
Because it's kind of like the same thing. What's the difference at that point?
that's the best sport, swimming.
Swimming.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
No, but I'm just, they got the Olympics
What's her
going
name?
now.
What's her name?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Is it Leah Thompson? Is that your favorite?
There he goes again. He can't help himself. We're
I don't know what you're talking
gonna
about.
have to cut the screen right here.
I'm not doing something about.
It's that
No, but it's the only sport that you can
New
do and
woman
pee
that
at the same
dominated.
time. You know what I'm saying?
you can watch the same time.
You can do it and pee at the same time.
Well, I mean, you can technically do anything and pee at the same time.
I know, but
Nothing's more freeing than peeing in the ocean or a river or something. Try it out, and if anyone's done it, they'll agree with me. If you've ever been in the ocean or like in a river, and
Arthur
you just,
Cantina does not condone the spreading of hepatitis.
it's not
by
hepatitis.
spreading- by
Peeing.
peeing in the ocean.
You're in the ocean. There's so
Dude,
much
it's like
whale
going
shit
out to-
come in there. What's the difference, man? That's
go out to Jones Beach.
why it's so salty.
And you're
Get
swimming out
vaccinated
there
for
having a
hepatitis.
good time. Then all of a sudden you see like the brown foam coming your way. And it's like, oh, get out the
If
water.
you guys are against vaccines, don't get me wrong. You should be skeptical of anything, but get your hepatitis vaccines. Don't let no one fucking tell you no. People peeing in the ocean. They're peeing in the
Oh, no.
pools.
There's all sorts
I
of
don't
stuff.
think
peeing
you
in
get
the pools.
hepatitis.
You know, my wife,
They're touching food with their shitty fingers.
last
They
time
didn't
she
wash their
was
hands.
in the ocean was at Jones
Disgusting.
Beach. It was probably 15 years ago. And she got an ear infection that still bothers her to this day type of thing. Or,
Probably
you
got
know,
some
it's
sort of like
Living
worm or
worm.
something. Yeah.
Well, there's a
You ever
lot of
seen-
viruses in the ocean. There's no more coral reef to eat the viruses. Whatever.
yeah, there is.
There's not even enough. It's all blanched in fucking Florida. The water's 100 degrees.
Remember the time when the BP just destroyed the Gulf of Mexico, and then they were like, "It's all right."
What do you mean? Oh, BP or VP? I thought you said VP.
No, BP. Well, the VP was involved. Though there was the Obama administration. They were all like, "No, we won't punish them at all." It's all right.
Things we do to our planet that we don't hold no one accountable.
It's crazy. I'm
Blows
a
my mind
environmental
sometimes.
guy, and where it's over. Well, again,
But would you even know about that unless someone made a movie about it?
did
Like, yeah, they talked about it a little bit on TV. Like,
they
news,
make a
like, oh,
movie
there was a
about
link. There was a big movie about it. It was a really good movie.
about the oil spill.
John, what's his face? Fuck, really good famous actors in it.
John Voight?
No,
Not
John.
John Voight.
John Malkovich is in it.
That's how you're dating yourself.
John Malkovich plays the bad guy.
John
Great
Malkovich.
movie.
Oh, no. John Malkovich is a great bad
Great.
guy.
Yeah, he's fantastic. It's such a good movie. You gotta watch
The
it.
problem with the world is the Earth will be here. We'll die. We'll kill ourselves with all the shit we're doing. And the Earth can get, toxic radiation, but it'll heal eventually. So the Earth's never in danger. We're the ones that are in danger. The Earth's going to keep going. It was going before us. It'll go in
I
after
believe
us.
that there's all, with all this stuff, you have in Antarctica, down in,
What, the secret inside world?
Peru and all that other stuff. Oh, yeah, the secret
You know
inside
the
world.
secret inside world?
Godzilla,
Not
Kong,
only
and
is shit
Middle
going down in Antarctica.
Middle Earth.
No, but do you
Why
think,
is everyone down
do
in
you think
Antarctica
It's been
fucking-
around long enough to build up a whole society and then have it reduced like you'd see in many of the.
How long have we been around, Greg? How long has documented humans been around?
Oh, I don't know. Because I don't
20
know if that information...
20,000
Documented,
years.
but that's nothing.
20,000 years.
Even prior.
It's nothing.
Right.
That's nothing, 20,000
Who
years.
knows? Prior, it could be even
You're
further
dating dinosaurs back hundreds of
back.
thousands.
Hundreds of millions of years.
Millions of years. Hundreds of millions of years. We're on the very surface of it.
Nothing.
Do we know
Getting
that
into
that
the
information's any good? Because it's been
is why
found
you
out
should
by
drink
all
wine.
the current scientists of the day they were all wrong.
Science is almost always wrong.
No, you're always asking the question, but things turn out the way they turn out. Yes, there's very specific things that
We only figured out pasteurization 100 years ago.
right.
100 years ago, Greg.
Well,
the hell is
this
that?
is the whole thing. You go back 200,000
And then the
years
next
ago.
day, kosher wine. God damn.
Sounds like somebody rules the world.
Want some rosé? Where are we at?
Have some
10 minutes?
Mavushal
We're
wine.
at 1 hour.
1 hour. I mean, with Greg Dag, we can go fucking 4 or 5 hours just drinking.
I mean, I gotta go barbecue a brisket, but I could give you another 30 minutes of my time.
I'll do a
Whatever,
brisket.
I'll do
I'm coming over for the brisket. Me and Greg Dag are coming over.
What are you doing in a pellet grill?
Pellet grill.
Pellet
That
grill.
looks
Like
like some
fucking
kind of
burns
fucking
everything.
You doing it
Silicon
in an
Valley
oil
fucking
can? You
guy.
got an oil can?
What?
No, he fucking burns it. You gotta smoke a
What,
nice
just in
brisket.
what kind of smoker you have?
He don't got a
Smoker. I do have a smoker. I don't have it at my house though. It's at my mom's.
Are you just gonna
Just charcoal.
just charcoal?
Yeah, you get the red bag.
Offset to the side or
What do you think?
the red bag, the
Who
wood?
the fuck you think you're talking
wood.
to? You think I use fucking Kingsford briskets?
Dude, you know what the
I get-
Kingsford brisket?
We can't even talk.
Too many wines,
Too many wines. No, but that charcoal, it's what's left after all the coal that they used at the Ford plant, or not Ford.
No, you're right.
Making
Greg Dag's
steel.
right, man.
No.
All the coke and all that kind of stuff. Whatever.
So originally, it came from the byproduct of sawdust after they were making the Model Ts.
right.
The Model T left over a bunch of sawdust.
Yeah.
Ford figured out to compress it.
Okay, so I was
and
on the
then
right
He
track.
was binding it with something to make it into charcoal briquettes.
Probably his own shit.
Who knows?
Yo, Ford was another
all
scumbag,
come.
but that's a whole.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he
he
is.
wasn't a Nazi.
He made the.
He was an
The current
anti-Semite.
Kingsford charcoal.
He and Walt Disney.
Okay.
It's the good points about him. We gotta take that over YouTube. Take that over YouTube.
Their current modern day Kingsford charcoal is 10 to 20% sand.
Oh,
So, quick experiment you can run at home.
That's why you need Traeger pellets, right? That's what Joe Rogan.
No,
tells
no,
you.
I don't think you should use trigger pellets either because I think it's a little funky. I don't like pellets.
you know, I can do it on a gas grill, and I know that the gas gives off a vapor, so you can't get the real crust. And I do.
What are you
it
doing with gas?
I'm
No,
against.
Is that
what's
really-
wrong? I do
That's
it
like
all.
a fucking McDonald's cheeseburger like answer. Like,
Oh man, you know what?
do not use gas for your barbecue.
Use gas, you'll be all right.
Don't be a fucking.
Let me just ask a
troglodyte.
question: who likes the McRib?
I hate the McRib.
Rib, man.
I do like a McRib.
I hate
Once.
it.
But I like
I'm not
it when
eating
it's
McRib
got like
twice.
the 3 bone bumps in there.
Yeah, I'll eat it once, but I'll just
Funny
taste
story.
it.
When the
Oh,
pandemic
come on.
happened,
When that comes back on special with the pickles on it, the sauce.
I'll eat it once. I'm like,
my
oh, this
father-
is great. Triggers a memory. This is fantastic. I will not eat it twice. I'll have it at one time.
it's just ground up pork. My father got a box of McRibs
Oh,
during
dude.
the pandemic where they were handing out like free food when everything was closed. My father's like, they're handing out fucking free. He got a literal box of McRibs. It was McDonald's McRibs, and I was just
dude.
disgusting. I would
Brother
put them on
goes
and
nuts
fry
when
them
they
up.
come
It
in.
was
Go nuts! You get in the car.
McRib, disgusting.
If you're gonna barbecue, whoever's listening, or any Americans out there, any attachment to another country that you came from, you have a little bit of non-American in you. Use charcoal. Use the red bag charcoal.
Right, that's what they use in all of the Brazilian steakhouse.
Do not
That.
use Kingsford.
When are we going to another
Please.
Brazilian buffet day? It's been a minute since Remy.
Whatever Greg Dag is buying.
Greg Dag's
Dude,
buying?
you know what I want to do? I'll do this with you.
When are we going fishing again?
We got to go.
I gotta pay for that.
we got to go to the Terminal Market down in the Bronx here.
The Hunts Point? Over
Get a whole plate of ribs and do the Argentinian asado.
Let's do it, bro. That's my dad was in Argentina for 20 years.
You know,
That's where my family
We'll get the swords. We'll put it in there next to the fire. Just burn it on the ground. We'll hang out.
The best lamb I ever had in my fucking life was in Argentina.
Right.
By far the best meat on the barbecue I've ever had was a whole lamb. They let this fucker drain for 3 days in the fridge. All the blood came out
Right.
of it. The only thing they put on it, salt. They encased the motherfucking lamb with salt. They cut it right in half. They spread it open. salt the whole fucking thing. They put it on like this, 90 degrees this way, 45-degree angle, and like a spit.
Yeah.
And they had the fire underneath, and they cooked it the whole day. Dude, the best meat I've ever had in the barbecue was that fucking lamb. To this day, I think I was like 13 at the time. It was right before Y2K. I remember because I was in, it was a year before. In Texas, it was the Y2K. I thought everything was going down. So it was 1999. It was the best fucking lamb I ever had in my life. The Argentinians perfected barbecue.
And that's the problem with lamb. You know, we've got some.
I'll fight any Brazilian that says they can barbecue better than the Argentinian. Come to the store. I will fight you. Fist fight.
No, but it's a different technique in the sense that yes, they got the charcoal, but they put it on top, pop, 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 pop. Whereas the Argentinian with the asado, they put it offset. So it gets the heat with the touch of smoke. It's not constantly being bombarded.
The other problem Americans have is they put the fucking meat on the charcoal too soon. That charcoal has to turn white. If you got billowing clouds of white smoke coming out.
Beforehand?
Well, who does that?
No, I let it get to room temperature.
Don't blame the Americans.
But you
bozos do
like
that.
people put their meat on wet. They didn't let it breathe. Like every type of meat I buy, I put it in the fridge. I put it on a plate. I let it get exposed to the air because anytime you have plastic around something.
Well, you don't want water.
Yeah, no.
The pro way to do it is to pat it with like some kind of paper or something to just get that thing soaked up, so it's not you're not cooking white. You're not cooking wet.
Fasting stuff, and I'm getting real hungry.
But you gotta let the charcoal fucking turn white. You gotta get that blue smoke coming out. If you got white smoke, you fucked up. It's gotta be blue smoke. It's gotta be coming out. Charcoal's gotta be white. You gotta cook your
and you gotta work your dampers right. Like people they don't even know how to.
Usually I'll shit on Anthony, but he's wearing a Flavor Town shirt right now, so I gotta
grilling food. I was with a guy and it's like, it's going out of control. Get the water to put the flames on. I'm just gonna put the damper down. You dope.
Just move the meat off the fire. The fire will go out.
No, don't you put the barbecue sauce on first so all the sugar burns on it?
I don't want no.
The only way I put barbecue sauce on is if I put it on the top rack away from the fire. And it just
it's just a finishing. If you want to put a glaze on it, but you got to be real smart about it. Or you just put it in a big bowl and you give it a toss, and then you lay them on there for a second. Whatever you got.
The best, if you're gonna make the best wings in the world,
dude, you want to hear a great wing recipe?
Frank's Red Hot and salt. That's all you need.
Frank's Red Hot with a little butter. Mix it up nice.
Toss it up.
No, a little margarine.
No butter.
Margarine because that's the way they did it.
You have a lot of fat already in the skin of the fucking.
No, I know. But I'm just saying.
It gives it that buffalo flavor. Yeah.
Just salt. Buffalo sauce.
You know what's a great wing? You know what's a great wing?
The hot sauce, the
mix it up with the butter.
The vinegar.
You gotta mix it up with the butter.
That's all you need. Those three things.
You want to have the best wing in your life?
That's what I'm saying. The hot sauce is the vinegar, the cayenne. That's all it is. That's what hot sauce is.
Mix it with a stick of butter. You gotta like.
Get the fuck out of here.
But the way they did it,
you don't know nothing. How often you barbecue, motherfucker?
I make wings all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, when's the last time you made them?
Maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, I made them fucking last week.
Okay, so they weren't good as mine. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll blow your shit out of the water.
I'll fucking put your wings to shame with my sauce.
Wait 1 second.
Homemade buffalo sauce.
The thing to do with wings is that they come in 3 pieces, right? So how are you going to merchandise these things to yourself in 2 different components?
You cook the tips of the wing?
What do you mean 3 pieces?
What do you mean 3 pieces?
So
the best.
you cut off the drumette, and you do that for one thing. Mm-hmm. And then you got the center part, which is basically this part of, this is the wing. You got the little piece in the middle. You got this one. You can pull out those bones and keep it attached to this, and you fill that up with like minced shrimp or sausage.
This is some rich white guy shit, man.
No, dude, I learned this from some
simple
Asian guy.
Just be simple. Just be simple.
Dude,
fill up the chicken with minced shrimp. He
had like shrimp toast wings. I was like,
the Asians have a whole different animal of doing things. Like I love shrimp toast. Will I eat it every day or every week? No, I'll eat it once in a blue.
The chicken wing,
I love
with the little wingette on the end, with the centerpiece with the bones removed, with the shrimp paste in there, and you put it. Oh.
I love Asian cuisine. They do such a fucking great job.
Oh shit! Yeah. We never did Goofy of the Week and the sticker update.
All right, let's give it another 20 minutes. Let's do Goofy of the Week right now, and then we'll wrap up 10 minutes of just free talk.
Okay,
Go ahead. Who's Goofy of the Week?
So Goofy of the Week, we didn't really decide, but we were continuing on the Goofy of the Week from last week, which was someone stole our Ferrari stickers off of our garbage can. I don't know if you saw a garbage can out there. It's a beautiful painted red Ferrari garbage can, black top, chrome rims, black wheel, beautiful.
And they took your trim off?
We fucking put beautiful Ferrari stickers on there. After our garbage can was stolen, if you watch the podcast, go back, you can see that. We found out who stole the stickers.
Who?
Joey, video. So our plan is now to get a picture, probably from the camera, of him stealing the sticker and making a sticker and putting it on the garbage can. Because this person walks by all fucking day.
It's a good idea.
Cracked out of his mind.
You know what it is? You don't want to fuck with crackheads because you feel bad. You know, they're like,
I saw him yesterday standing
I don't
outside.
fuck with them.
He walked by and I didn't want to say anything because he might like spit on me. I don't know what crackheads are.
Well, you know, they got their own things going on. You don't know what happened in their life, why they chose crack. But once you fuck with my store,
Yeah.
it's now you took the
I have
took
one
the
rule
cuffs off.
about crack.
Now I will fuck with you.
There's one rule about crack.
Don't do it.
No, you can do it, but it's got to have hair on. It's got to have hair on it.
Yeah, this guy, probably. This guy looks more of a heroin addict than a crack addict. Regardless.
God knows whatever he's on. Now you fucked with the shop. Now it's time to fuck with you. So now we're gonna print his picture on a sticker and put it on the garbage can. He walks by the store 4 or 5 times
Every
a fucking
day.
day. I see him every day.
Every day.
Now I'm gonna start fucking with them.
I had to bite my tongue because I wanted to be like, why'd you fucking take my stickers? But I didn't. I said, no.
We have to.
This is the
with
problem.
in a constructive way.
Again, this block, half of 187, it's very
You gotta
safe
get
to walk around.
You got to get a prank sticker.
This is your fucking cup. Why? You,
Oh yeah, that one. No, but because I started drinking the regs, I can't stop.
But yeah, so that's, I guess, the Goofy of the Week. We got to get a jingle for Goofy of the Week. Maybe we'll ask Boyano to do a jingle for that too, and then he's gonna cry that there's no music. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, don't bother. Sweet
And,
boy,
and also,
no.
if you like the jingle in the beginning of it, please let us know if you like our opening jingle.
Okay, so whoever's listening right now, whoever made it to this part of the podcast,
God bless you.
if you're listening to the podcast and you like the jingle so far, I have a friend who made us a jingle who's not very confident in his skills and making jingles, which I think he's better than 99% of the population.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he can make a fucking good jingle. An unknown person. He gets very
Unknown. He gets very sensitive about
very
it.
sensitive for some reason. He's
But
very
if you want
critical of himself.
great fresh produce, you go to him.
So we want him to make us another jingle. We want him to finish the current jingle that he has. He just
I
needs
think
the
it's
motivation.
fine now. I think the jingle is that's it.
He needs a
no
little,
music. He's like,
uplifting.
he goes, no, it needs music. I like the acapella.
See, the way he said that though, in his voice, you can know who he's speaking about if you know the guy.
Do you know the guy?
I know the guy.
He knows the guy. He knows the guy.
I know. Hey,
He goes in there.
over there,
Yeah, well, over there, yeah.
next to Mike.
Yeah, he knows the guy.
He knows.
You've been over at Mike's all the time. I kind of get like, I feel like Greg Dag, when I see Greg Dag promote on his Instagram at another store or
I
kind of get jealous.
These guys attack. You get attacked.
I attacked him. I said, you motherfucker trader. And then he said, don't worry, sweetheart. I see you Sunday. And sure enough, he's here. I get a little upset. I'm like, Greg Dag, you son of a bitch. You at Costco trying to push your fucking wine? No, only get it here at arthurcantina.com. All right?
If you want your wine shipped out on time, you order it at arthurcantina.com. I pride ourselves on getting things out the same day.
I watch you guys.
You get delivered next day. If you're in the tri-state area,
it's quick.
Connecticut, New Jersey,
We're better than Bezos.
New York,
No, it's quick, but it's right.
it's next day.
No. That's the
You're in New York, it's next day.
more important than quick, which it is. It's right. I see you guys packing up. I mean, you pack it like it's China. You know, I mean,
Packing better
Pretty
than
much
China,
is.
man.
It's glass. Pretty much is China. What will precious liquid inside? That
China.
came from Italy.
China.
Let me get my shoes.
Let me get my shoes. God
Let me get
bless.
my shoes.
You saw that one comment. The guy's like, if he didn't have his shoes, you make fun of him. I mean, this guy immediately thinks we're attacking Trump.
Well, I engaged them. I'm like,
I know. I
I'm
saw
like,
it. I wanted to be like, guy, you're an idiot. This is the problem. That's what the
okay.
problem with
It's
Trump.
all right.
Like, this is the problem with the radicals.
all right.
You
It's all
can't
right.
like,
People, that's their guy. They want to love him to the end.
but like, obviously, like he probably obviously didn't watch the podcast. Because if you watch the podcast, it's like me and him are alternate.
What's funny is I put some money behind Facebook ads on the Trump podcast, and I didn't get no views out of it. So they went $80 in the garbage. But I got a ton of people for Trump or against Trump in the comments. The comments went bananas on my podcast, on the post.
Totally unrelated
People-
comments. Like people
Unrelated, like, he's going to be the next president. He's a piece of shit. He fucking did this. Other people going, he's the only one. He's chosen by God. Other people going, he's a criminal. Lock him up. Throw him in jail.
Did you see the photo? It's me as Trump my face is on Trump's body, right?
The
Pumping
engagement
fist.
is crazy.
Him is the goddamn
engagement is crazy.
Secret Service, and people acting like we discussed
Dude,
Trump.
if you want to win an election, Facebook ads. Just put it in there. You'll get people going crazy, and you'll get them die hard against you or die hard for you.
Maybe that's what I should
Facebook
do.
ads.
You should do it.
Facebook ads, Greg.
Yeah, Facebook.
We should.
Picture of you on the
Let's make a Greg Dag. I'll do it for free.
No, but that's the one thing I realized is that, if I don't engage what you guys are doing,
What's up?
Low battery, but
Oh,
it's still
okay.
going. Listen,
embracing this technology, you can't make it.
you got it. You got to evolve. You
embrace it.
got
We're
to.
going to get your sons in here in the next episode. I
You
want
were
to
just
hear
telling
their
me about his
insight.
son has a giraffe.
A giraffe.
I might need another giraffe in store.
Yeah, no, he's got a really nice giraffe.
What do you mean?
It's like a one-off.
It's like
Well,
ours,
he
but like
bought a
artsy.
piece of art for his apartment when he moved into a new apartment when he just got out of school. And he's kept it. Now he's moving to a new apartment. It doesn't really fit in. So my other son is taking it. Took it on the train and have a picture of him on the subway with this big, multicolored giraffe. It's not as big as your guys, but it's really nice.
I heard that a lot.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Our giraffe is headless right now.
Greg, I'm going to go finish this brisket
going
when I
deep,
get home. I'm going to barbecue this brisket when I get home.
Yep.
And I'm going to have a good old time this weekend. I'm actually going to buy a bottle of each and bring it to my family today so they get to enjoy the D'Agostino Dynasty wine.
So you put the whole brisket, then you cut the point off
I'm coming over.
halfway through?
You ever heard of Franklin's Barbecue in
Yeah,
Austin?
sure. You follow.
I watch him on YouTube. He gives a lot of good tips. Did I do what he's supposed to do, what he says? No. I just took the brisket out of the fucking bag, seasoned it, salted the fuck out of it.
Did you take a little fat off? Or just
No, I didn't do anything.
Usually
I
it's
have the
already
knives to
done,
do it.
though.
And I
Isn't
was
it
looking at
done?
this little flap of meat. No, it's not. From Costco,
not?
it's not.
Okay.
I saw this little flap of meat. I was like, I should slice that off, but I gotta get to the podcast. I gotta hurry the fuck up. So I salted it real quick. I wrapped it in parchment paper, and I put it next to the grill for my wife to throw in it, who's also 8 months pregnant. So I hope she didn't fuck it up.
So you keep it in parchment paper through the whole cook?
No, so if I'm doing it me, I'm there. It's going in the barbecue
I got it.
on the top grill, closing it at like 300 degrees.
Now, is it a whole brisket?
The whole
or is it
brisket.
just a flat? It's got the flat and the point
fucking
and the big
12
knob?
pounds.
Right. Do you separate the two pieces through the cook?
No, do the whole thing on there.
I'm coming over for brisket.
You should separate it, right? Because it's easier to
Yeah, it's
control
called the
when you
flat
have
and the
one
point.
piece of meat.
Right. Because
When you have a fatter piece and a thinner piece, like it kind of slumps and then gets fat again, it's harder to cook.
Sure.
Because different. Imagine if your steak is this thick, it's going to cook faster than if your steak is this fucking thick. So you have to put that into play. So what I do is I put this part as far away from the fire as possible. This part closer towards the fire. I have a grill I hooked up at my mom's house. I put temperature gauges in the right spots. I have a gasket on the door so it really seals really nicely, and I have clamps on it so it gets super tight. When you have that smoker going, all that smoke is powering into that big canister and going out the chimney.
right.
That grill is done correctly. I got to just transport it to my house. I got to get a U-Haul one day and bring it over.
How big is
But you should.
It's a big fucking grill. It's like fucking
that
gigantic.
creepy fat that's on top of the fat of the brisket. You should take that off. That.
I watch his videos. I see how he preps them.
No, but
In a perfect world, yes, I would do that.
Yo, shout out Rudy
that
Barbecue.
weird fat is undigestible. That's
Well,
the
we
thing.
don't eat
It's
fat.
decal.
We don't eat fat.
my favorite
When you
part.
get that piece of meat on your plate, I always cut the fat out and throw it. I don't eat that
love
shit.
the fat.
I eat fat.
I love
Nah,
the
I don't
real
eat fat, bro.
Dude.
Real men eat the fucking fat. I'll tell you now. Shout out Rudy's Barbecue.
When
I
you
think
guys,
it's a small
when you guys are
chain.
both dead and I'm still alive,
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, it's because he's going to eat the fat in the steak.
That's what's
That's exactly what happened.
Listen, I do fast, man. 24-hour fast. I'm fucking
Damien's
lean,
also
baby.
very worried about you. by
Is
the
he?
way. He says she's going to die.
Well, God bless. We're all,
Why are
listen,
you unhealthy?
We're all gonna die, right? We're all dying. Just
You're
like the
unhealthy?
birds. No, I'm not unhealthy.
No,
I've just
he
been
does his fasting. There's other kids
I
very
do like
worried about it.
20-hour
I'm like,
fast
if he-
now. I'll eat like once a day, and I'm dropping weight. And he's like, "You're gonna develop eating."
Well, you have to drink a lot of liquid in order to
do.
like
I
burn
said,
all the
I
stuff
said to
out.
Damien, I said, placebo effect is a very powerful thing in our culture. Before you say anything, I said, if it makes him happy, that's more powerful than any other medicine you can give him. Happiness is a gigantic remedy for problems in our lives.
Tell that for fucking Fauci, okay?
A guy, an American hero, okay? A guy put his life on the line. His family's getting death threats. The guy's a scientist.
I'm not going to say anything about whatever. I don't want to get the CIA's part.
You used the word a big word. Placebo.
Very powerful.
I'll tell you a story.
Very powerful.
So,
if you think something's making you better,
He's saying this because I'm dropping weight, and he's going to owe me $100 by the end of next month because that's the end of the weight gain.
End of August.
End of August. The weight loss competition.
I'm
Fez
going
is
to the
gaining
gym.
weight.
I'm going
Fez
to
had
the
a
gym
heart
every
attack.
day.
Liar.
I signed myself up for August,
That's a
so
lie.
I go every day and I annihilate this guy.
He's lying about that. He's not going to go every day.
I'm going every day.
Fez is gaining weight. Fez had a heart attack. He just eats bacon, eggs, and cheeses. This kid's eating briskets. This kid's eating cannolis. I'm fasting. I do 20-hour fast every day. I'm dropping weight. I'm drinking gallons of water. I never felt better in my life.
Placebo effect.
Placebo effect. That's not what the scale tells me. $100. It's going to be the easiest $200 I've ever.
I mean, if you're atrophying your muscles
now we're atrophying.
and you're losing weight, that's great.
You think I'm atrophying muscle? I got so much extra weight to burn. You think you and Damien take a hike? Couldn't even find a goddamn.
I can throw you and Damon on my back and carry you out of the burning fire of this building if it ever happened.
Good. If that happens,
And I wouldn't even lose my breath. I
Yeah,
throw you on the sidewalk.
You lose your breath
and
for
be like,
fucking
I
talking
got
too
you.
quick.
I got you guys. Don't worry.
It's gonna be the easiest $200 ever.
nice.
Gastro, man. He's fixing all my shit.
Doing really well, man. All the way through.
Grapes are one of the things that you can eat if you have acid reflux. Fun fact.
Why so?
This thing called the FODMAP, FODMAP. You look it up online. These certain foods have fructans will trigger the acid in your stomach to cause acid reflux. So you want to avoid the fructans. Fructans are watermelon, anything with stone fruit, peaches, plums, apples, pears. All these things have fructans in it, and they cause the acid reflux to flare up even more. So you want to reduce that. Wheat, unfortunately, pizza, bread, pasta, I have to avoid for 6 weeks. You follow this diet for 6 weeks, and then slowly you reintroduce foods that are in the fructan map and to see what triggers you. Unfortunately, also, garlic and onions. However,
love onions.
garlic powder and onion powder is unaffected by it. And something in the sugar of those items that cause the triggering of the acid.
Yeah, because that's not natural.
So, pineapples, grapes are totally fine. Honeydew, strawberries, totally fine. Blackberries, blueberries, no good. Can't have them. The sugar in them fucks with the acid reflux.
That's too complex.
It's a whole thing. It's very interesting because you would think these things are great for you, like watermelon. You think, oh, it's mostly water and fiber. Why is it going to fuck you?
Right.
The sugar in the watermelon fucks with your acid reflux. I've only been on it for 2 days. I slept like a peach last night. But slept
They blew the
fantastic.
toilet up like a monster, probably.
Please don't.
No Monster Energy.
No, he's lying. He's lying. He's back on the monsters.
I haven't had them in the last 3 days.
Noah got him hooked. This guy
Oh,
was
the
going to
Monster Energy drinks?
Yeah.
That shit's bad.
this
All
guy-
those-
They have a sugar in them that's no good. It's like polysaccharides, monosaccharides.
Yeah, okay, you drink a shake.
Those things are no good for you. But the stuff in Diet Cola is okay. So the idea is you drink
Splenda
for 6
gives
weeks.
you fucking cancer of everything.
Okay, whatever. 6 weeks, you have to follow this diet. After 6 weeks, you can slowly reintroduce one by one the food.
Keep listening
And
to
see
these
what
doctors
triggers
that,
things.
that tell you to drink.
This
fucking
guy
Diet Cola.
goes to
If
the
a
woods.
doctor's telling you to drink Diet
And
Cola,
he
get a new doctor.
He looks for Bigfoot. If that
So he
makes
took
any
a blood
sense,
sample and was
okay?
able to detect all this stuff through your
He didn't take
DNA?
any. He just looked
No,
at the guy. He said, "This
No,
is what
because
they
a lot-
told me in
that's the
school."
way
He never
diets
did
are
any
going these
research.
days.
So they tested me for blood. They said my blood's fine.
No, but they test your what you're susceptible for within your blood. They can tell.
Okay, they did a blood test on me and they saw it was low in D3, vitamin D. So they take
He
vitamin
needs
D
more D in
supplements.
his system. So
Feel
boys,
fantastic.
come out here, give him the D he needs. We gotta wrap it up. Your
Okay.
Yeah.
camera's dead.
We gotta go.
Okay, bye. Good.
Listen, Greg, thanks for coming on.
Hey, guys.
Thanks, guys, for listening. It's a long episode, but it's always fun with Greg.
Thank you, everybody.
No, but you're going to edit this shit down, aren't you?
No, we're just fucking
Nah,
with
it's
it.
all raw. It's gonna go
It's
down.
all raw. Don't worry. All the part about you hating
All the N words you
all-
drop, it's fine. No one. We'll be all right.
All right.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Spend time with your family.
That's it.
Thanks
Goodbye.
for tuning in.
Awesome.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Always a pleasure.